What's up, fantasy footballers from the Clockgate Fantasy Football League? We are your boys, the Pool Boys, Kemper, Ethan, and we're here to recap your league this entire season. Stay with us. We're going to be making fun of some folks.
It's going to be a wild ride. So let's jump right in, shall we? We'll talk about a little of the draft recap. So first off, Kemper, I know he's going to jump in, but I know we had keepers, so it's a little different league. So Kemper, tell us what went down.
Okay, so we had some keepers. Most of them made sense. One guy took Leonard Fournette. Not sure what you're thinking there, Kenny Wu. Leonard doesn't even know why. Look at him on the bench. He's like, yo, why did you keep me? And also, why is your name Kenny Wu? Your name's like Eric. Like, what does that even make sense? I don't know. Anyway, he's definitely voted the most random keeper, I would say.
Yeah.
We had 5 running backs taken in round 4. So there were obviously a lot of running backs early in the top names. So round 4 was pretty running back heavy. You had Cam Akers, Javonte Williams, James Conner, Nick Chubb, Zeke. We saw that across the board. Saw a nice little wide receiver run going in the middle of the 7th round, carrying all the way through the 8th round. 10 out of 12 consecutive picks were wide receivers.
A lot of wide
Pretty
receivers.
heavy there. Jalen Hurts taken by Fenton Towing in the 10th, and Joe Burrow taken by Lorenzo's Wetbacks in the 12th. Wow. Those were some steals from the draft for sure. They ended up being complete studs. You got them super late. Not sure why you guys were passing on them earlier. But the bigger head scratcher is, why did someone take Buffalo's defense in the 8th round?
8th round.
Come on. Are you doing that fill your roster strategy? Bro,
come on.
You got to know better than that. You don't take a defense in the 8th round. Come on.
CJ. Come on,
CJ.
All right, now we got to talk about some badges to give out from the draft, shall we? So we talked about a couple head-scratching picks, but the one that we were really scratching our heads was that Team Diesel Juice took Cam Akers of the first pick of the 4th round. So we talked about that running back run, but it started with Cam Akers. I mean, look at him over there. Even he says he wouldn't have taken him, mainly at all. So not sure what you were thinking there, CJ, but you went with Cam beginning of the 4th round. So that's our biggest head-scratcher. So our next badge is our yoink, because slipping all the way to the last round, the 16th round, Team Kenny Wu snagged Kenneth Walker III. So yeah, he wasn't starting at the beginning of the season, but he knew that he was going to be a stud, because guess what? Rashad Penny is made of glass. You knew he was going to get hurt. So Kenneth Walker comes in, one of the best running backs all season. So he went to State. I know some of you are State fans, some are Michigan fans. Maybe that was a thing. But anyway, steal the draft, Kenneth Walker in the 16th. And then, just like Ronald Reynolds, you wish you had that one pick back, because unfortunately for Lorenzo's Wetbacks, he took Cortland Sutton 1 pick before wide receiver 8 on the season, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, look at Cortland Sutton over there. He's not even catching the ball. He struggled. Granted, Russell Wilson sucked, but to pick him right before Amon-Ra, who is a stud this year. So you wish you had it back. Damn it.
And you love the Lions. What are you thinking?
Come on, man.
Fool.
Come on.
Fool. All right, let's take a quick look at the biggest blowout of the season. Speaking of Lorenzo's Wetbacks, he did redeem himself, because in week 14, when it mattered most, he took down Team Sneak Peeker by 78.7 points. Wow. Whoa, bro, you got roasted. Look at that. I mean, that point in the season, you know what your team is. You've worked the waiver wires. You've got all the players you want at that point in the season, and you got demolished.
He beat you by more points than you scored, Paul.
Some people call that more than double.
More. Yes.
More than double. So you got blown out, bro.
Blown out.
Not your finest week.
Not. All right. So now Lorenzo's Wetbacks and Team Diesel Juice, they're wondering if KFC is still open, because they went streaking, a long streak in this season.
We're going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody. Come on. Snoop. Snoop-a-loop. Snoop. No, it's cool. It's cool. I'm cool. Bring your green hat. Let's go. Come on, everybody. We're going.
So Team Diesel Juice over here, he had a 7-game losing streak. So that is not exactly how you want your season to go. So he's going through the quad, through the gymnasium, bring your green hat. You know, granted, if you look at his schedule, 6 of those were away games, or 5 of those. I can't count. 5 of those were away games. So maybe that was tough going on the road. You know, that's a tough schedule. But then look at Lorenzo's Wetbacks. He also had 6-game losing streak. So, man, I mean, I guess you get in the car and you're just praying that KFC is still open, because after those streaks, you're going to need some chicken in your belly, because woof, That is not how you want your season to go. Streaking with L's.
Making up with a whole different kind of streaks by the end if you're having
Yes.
KFC in your belly. Just going to say that. Leave that there. Say diesel juice 3 times fast. Okay. Getting hot at the right time. Look at Toilet Yodeler. That's a tough one for me to say as well. He's NBA Jam heating up. Started the season 2-4. Not ideal, but won 6 of his last 8 games. Averaging 120 in the last 8 games. Starting to catch fire leading into the playoffs. You know what Nelly's going to tell you to do. Getting hot in her. Keep your clothes on, please. But yodel from that toilet as much as you'd like, because your team caught fire at the second half of the season.
And pushed you into those playoffs. Well done. Heating up.
Heating up.
Heating up. But now I got to look at someone who missed it by that much.
Oh, yes, I remember now. Missed it by that much.
Just a bit outside.
Vaughn into the windup in his first offering. Just a bit outside. He tried the corner and missed.
So Pop, Hawk, and Lockett. Heading into week 14, the final week of your regular season, you held your playoff destiny in your hand. All you had to do was win, and you were in. Okay? You were also watching one Kyle Seegert, because Kyle Seegert, a battle for the Kyle, and who's going to get that last playoff spot. So luckily, the NFL hands had the Lorenzo's Wetbacks and Team Sneak Peeker play first, so you could watch and see what you needed to do. So Lorenzo's Wetbacks went and took care of business. You know, he had the biggest blowout, won by 78 points. So, but you're like, it's all right. All we got to do is win, and we're in. We're in control. But what do you go and do? You throw up a stinker. You score 77 points. You lose to Fenton Towing. So therefore, Lorenzo's Wetbacks gets that final playoff spot, and you are forced to play in the consolation bracket. Missed it by that much. Come on. You had it in your hands, and you blew it. You dropped it.
Battle of 2 Kyles. Only one Kyle can reign supreme.
That's
and
true.
Kyle Seegert came out, and he intimidated his competition. I got to give it to him.
Yep. Set the tone early.
Set the tone early. All right, we had a few playoff woes we wanted to talk about as well here. Ben lost his playoff matchup by 15.46 points. We here at the Pool Boys did a little bit of a deep dive to figure out, hey, could Ben have even won that matchup, or was it destiny? Turns out he could have won the matchup. In fact, if he were an avid listener of our podcast, Fold in the Cheese, your recipe for fantasy football success, you would have known there was a trend going in the NFL. Start your kickers against Minnesota. We caught on to this trend like week 10, okay? And guess what? Ben here got a donut from his kicker in the playoffs. And so had he started Chase McLaughlin,
who was
plays for the
available,
Colts,
who was
got
available
up on the Vikings by like 33 points and then blew it, he had 21 points. He was available. No one had him all season. You could have played him. If you listened to the podcast, you would have played him, and you might have been the champion. But instead, you lost. Sorry about your luck. Now, Eric, on the other hand, 27.32. That's a pretty big margin. However, he actually had a pretty good bench, and there were some lineup decisions he could have made to have won this. Brady over Herbert, Waddle over Lockett, Jerick McKinnon, who caught fire at the end of the season. Play him over Tony Pollard. Eric's a winner as well. So it's all about those little decisions.
Little tweaks.
Little decisions.
Itty bitty decisions. Itty bitty. Like Kenny Pickett's hands. Little hands.
And instead you're crying.
Oh, look at that sad Dawson. That was you. Sad Dawson.
Sad Dawson. Sad Ben. Sad Eric. All right, let's take a look at the best loser. Team Sneak Peeker. We talked about you earlier. We've got a few season highlights to go through here. First off, projected to finish 4th after the draft. Reasonable, solid draft. 4th out of 8, right in the middle. No big deal. Then you went on and lost 7 of your first 8 games.
Not good.
Woof.
Not good.
Woof. Not good.
Buzz your girlfriend. Woof.
However, when you did win, you won big. First 2 wins were by a combined 130 points. So you start blowing some people out, then you kind of settled back in. You had a little midseason pep talk. Finished the season 4-4. So your last 8 games, 4-4. That's more like the team we expected to see all season.
Yes.
Didn't make the playoffs, however. And 6 out of 8 teams did. So that's really not good. But you took advantage of your opportunity because in the consolation bracket, you got to play Pop, Hawk, and Lockett 3 times in a row. And while you lost the first one, you won the next 2 for the win. Playoff round number 3. Let's go, Team Sneak Peeker. 7th place trophy.
Yes, Paul, you did it. You got number 7. Hooray!
Great work. Great work. Pop, Hawk, and Lockett, the biggest loser of all. Team Sneak Peeker, the best loser.
You go from just missing the playoffs to finishing last. Pop, Hawk, and Lockett. Yikes.
Not the best story.
Not the best. But now it's time to talk about the 2 division champs. Because, yes, you guys are split into 2 divisions. You got the East Lansing Convicts. You got the Walmart Wolverines. So on East Lansing Convicts, Fenton Towing, man, you were 12-2. You were in command of your division the whole season, in command just of the league. Just pretty dominant. But Ben, Mansfield Marksman, you were 9-0, my man. So you're thinking, this league is cake. Everyone's dumb. I am just going to crush this, go undefeated. Then you go on to lose your next 5. So you still won your division, and you can still claim the champ is here. Regular season, that counts, right? You're a division winner. But it's more like Purdue winning the Big Ten West and the East kind of being like, we're way better. So you're the Purdue of your league. You won a division, but you went on to lose your next 5. You lost your playoff game. So guess what do you think happened? Who won the championship in the playoffs?
Well, he dominated the entire regular season. It's no surprise. Fenton Towing crushed this league. Clockgate champion, Fenton Towing. Look at him. Took care of business in the semifinal. Got probably a little closer than he wanted. But when the championship came around, he came to play with extras on his bench. And 169 points. Took care of the toilet yodeler who was on a hot streak. And Fenton Towing is your champion. Beer me that trophy. Let's go. Look at that great picture of a truck towing a car on top of it. That's what this guy's doing. Great job.
That is how you tow. That is how you tow, Alex. So congratulations. You are the 2022 Clockgate Fantasy Champion. Congrats. Can't wait to see what you do next season. So we will be anxiously waiting to see if you can repeat. Everyone else, get back to your general manager's room. See who you're going to keep. Hopefully it's not Leonard Fournette again. Hopefully you can make some better picks. So until next season, the Pool Boys are out.